Hey everybody, it is patch 13.16 review time. You thought all was good. You thought I was gone. I can't think of anything to rhyme that with to do a clever intro, but I'm not doing a second take because it's 3 a.m. and I want to go to sleep. So Duskblade is getting nerfed, and we're just going to read the tweet now. 13.16, Duskblade is a hot topic because it's picking up on non-assassins like Alawi, Aatrox, Yorick, etc. We're bringing down its power and bringing up some of the weaker items in the assassin system. Caitlyn buffs weren't good enough, and we're buffing up some of the champs we over-nerfed. What's going on this patch? Who's being buffed? Who's being nerfed? Why are they being buffed? Why are they being nerfed? What YouTuber can you put on in the background and listen to? Or who can you use to sleep in order to get a great night's sleep? Me. Hashinshin, you can use me. I'm your pal, guys. I got you covered. I know what you guys want. You could go to another dude. You could even read this list yourself. Do you want that? No. What do you want? Me. Why? Because I talk, and I don't stop talking, and I keep talking, and I generally know what I'm talking about, and I'm informed, and I know things, and you want to listen to me because, well, you probably got other stuff going on in your life, and you just want to hear some patch notes and chill out, and that's why I'm here, to help you chill out. So what are we doing? We're buffing Melio. Why are we buffing Melio? Using my handy dandy notepad here. He's shit. He's pretty bad. Why is he? How did he get to be this bad? Because Riot thinks that he's good because he was good in pro play. That seems to keep happening. Pro play ruining the game. Pro play, it sucks. Riot basically balances champions around pro play because they hate you. They hate having fun. They hate this game even being remotely interesting. You might be noticing I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 lately, and man, it's so weird like that League of Legends just gets champions just obliterated because of pro play. Like they're just obliterated because of pro play. They just suck now. Melio just sucks now. Yuumi just sucks now. If you enjoy either of these champions, you're doomed. And it's not like they're a little weak. It's not like, oh yeah, if you're good at them, you'll still no. Like they're just gone. They're just obliterated. They just are not even the tiniest bit viable. Anyway, that's my little rant on this. We're buffing Melio because they nerfed him until pros would stop playing him. So now they're gonna buff him, and then they'll keep buffing him a little bit. Mark my words on this. If you pay attention to me even the slightest, I'm right because I'm always right. They're gonna slightly buff Melio, then they're gonna slightly buff Melio, then they're gonna slightly buff Melio, then he's gonna be a pro play pick again, and they will and then they're gonna slightly buff him, and they'll do this over and over. Read Gwen, who, well, next up we have Lucian. So the thing is, Melio didn't make the game worse when he was viable, in my opinion. Lucian makes the game worse when he's viable. Right now he's not really viable, but the problem is, the second Lucian is viable, he ruins the game. Let me explain this to everybody, okay? The problem with Lucian is all AD carries, all marksmen scale to late game. It doesn't matter if they're an early game pick, late game pick, whatever. They all scale to late game because of things like Lord Dominic's Regards. They will always be late game viable. Crit just does that. Lord Dominic's Regards in particular just ensures that that class will be the best late game class. So even a champion who's early game focused like Lucian, who's supposed to be a lane bully, can scale to late game. This makes him quite difficult to balance because normally lane bullies like champions like Ziggs give up their late game in order to have that early game power. Lucian doesn't because he just scales anyway. So that's Lucian's problem, but they're going to try to buff him now. Lulu's getting buffed. Wow, shocking. Why? Because she was obliterated. Why? Pro play. Wow, that's crazy. Another champion ruined because of pro play. Nutty. Crazy. Wow. I definitely enjoyed this game being balanced entirely for like a couple hundred people instead of the millions. And let me really drag that number into your brain. A couple hundred people. Like let me like really make you think about this one, okay? You would need 10 hundreds to get to 1,000. You would need 10,000s to get to 10,000. You would need 10 10 10,000s to get to 100,000. You would need 10 100,000s to get to 1,000,000. Okay, do you get where I'm going with this one? So if there are 10 million, so you need 10 million, or you need 10 million people to get to 10 million, right? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, balancing this game around pro play is just like, you know, I get it. Like, they're the best people in the game. Like, they can't get worse at the game, right? But like, pro play is like a different game, and just like watching these patch notes where they've been so dedicated to pro play, like in the past you would see one, maybe two champions be pro play buff or nerf, but now it's like half the patches are just pro play. And I feel so detached. Like, this is just me as a person. I'm sorry if I'm not just reading the notes here, but I start to feel so detached in like the last year from these notes, because so many of these buffs and nerfs aren't for me anymore. It used to be that just because I played at the high rank, that like I would still fundamentally be a part of the conversation, of the dialogue going on, but now I don't feel like I'm a part of it anymore. Lulu was underpowered, and then she got nerfed again because of pro play. Now she's being buffed because pro play is done with her. But what if she gets picked in pro play again? Then they'll nerf her. Like, I'm not a part of this conversation anymore, which is just weird to me. Karma's getting buffed. Karma was pretty bad. I don't know. It's like, people still play her because she's fun, and she's not really that bad, but they're trying to push her, which I'm always a bit wary of, because like if a champion's not that bad and they try to push them, generally speaking, how does it turn out? It generally turns out like Aatrox. Now, Aatrox is still at 48%, huh? Well, his Duskblade build is doing good still. It would be a shame if they were to nerf Duskblade on him, because then he might go a little bit crazy. We'll see what happens here. I think potentially if you go Duskblade Aatrox, this is a weird addendum here. I know Aatrox isn't even here, but Duskblade is here. I think if they nerf Duskblade, Aatrox will actually be dead, but whatever. You know, what are you going to do, realistically speaking? He's still got a lot of pick rate to bleed off. Like, he's got a lot of pick rate to bleed off, but that win rate is not enticing me right now. I'll be honest with you. That win rate's not, you know. Anyway, up next we have Caitlyn. Caitlyn's getting buffed. I kind of expected AD carries to get nerfed at some point. Like, overall, I thought their items or something would get nerfed. I didn't actually just think we were sitting. I didn't actually think we were just going to sit in like a bot lane meta forever. I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, to be blunt, I thought at some point, in some way, that like Riot was going to nerf AD carries, nerf jungle, and then like the game would improve. But like in the last 2 months, it's like I really thought like normally Riot like over buffs AD carries, or and like they'll eventually do something, but now they're just literally not doing anything, which is just kind of weird to me. Wukong's getting buffed. Why? Because pro play's done with him. But do you see what I mean here? So Melio pro play, Lucian pro play, Lulu pro play, Wukong pro play. Like, it's so weird to me. Who's not being buffed because of pro play? Caitlyn, Karma, Brand, and that's like it. All these other ones are just rebuffing champions or buffing champions to be in pro play. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Wukong is nerfed to shit. Why? Pro play. He's basically, I mean, Jesus Christ. He nearly one of the last pick junglers at a 47. He's like, he's just stomped into the ground. He's just gone as a champion. In top lane, I don't think he gets picked anymore either. Though, to be honest, if the right things are going, Aatrox won't be a picked champion. So maybe I don't have a lot. Yeah, second least picked champion, 49%. So pro play got to him. What should Riot do? Please, like, buff his late game, not just like his early game. Just the funny RQ, 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 RQ. Aha, I killed you from full. Like, it's just lame. It's just dumb. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't, like, even when he was killed for pro play, I actually thought to myself, like, yay! Because I just don't like fighting him. Like, there are certain champions that are overpowered that I don't, like, I don't, like, hate their life for being too good, right? Like, I don't hate Renekton's life because he's overpowered. I don't hate Jax's life because he's overpowered. Camille, kind of annoying, won't lie to you, but you get my idea. Wukong, Jesus Christ, it's literally just EQ, RQ, RQ, haha, dead from full, haha, outplayed, haha, hope you get the late game outscale me, cool. Brand buffed. Why? I'm gonna look this up. When was the last time Brand got changed? Jesus, that champion. Let's see. So 12.10, he got changed. Let's see, 12.11, he got nerfed because after the durability buff, durability patch, I guess he was overpowered. So excluding the durability patch, it was in season 10 he got changed. Dang. So it's been a while, Mr. Brand, Mr. Candlestick. We haven't seen you in a bit. Akali's getting buffed. Why? They want to see her in pro play. Is she bad? Not really. Is she good? Is she amazing? Also, not really. I think she's fine. And I think, like Lucian, she has a tendency to just completely take over the game when she's viable. But she got nerfed for pro play. And what are we doing? Buff up, buff up, buff up, buff up until she's pick banned. And then slam her back into the ground. Akali's problem is she doesn't really have any counterplay or gameplay that you can actually play around. You just kind of need to stat check her and hit her. But because of her stealth, it's kind of hard to stat check her and hit her unless she's deliberately left a bit undertuned. When she's undertuned, you have a little bit of wiggle room to play around her. When she's overtuned, there's literally nothing you can do. She just RE, you're dead. Echo's getting buffed. Why? Riot just, at this point, they just hate me. Just seriously. Like, remember when Riot said they weren't going to buff junglers? Seriously, hear me out on this one. Remember when Riot said they were no longer going to buff junglers? They were only going to nerf junglers? Let's look at this. They spent one single patch on that. And now let's look. We're back to 1, 2 buffs on junglers. Why is that, Riot? Why is that? Like, I understand it might be boring for jungler players to survive without buffs, but you know what would help Echo and Wukong jungle in their own way? Nerfing the shit out of the best junglers every patch, because junglers are power creeped as shit. You even said that. You said that, right? You said junglers are power creeped. You spent too long buffing junglers, and now they're power creeped. You said that. You acknowledged it. I'd been saying it for almost a year. You power creep the shit out of junglers. So we acknowledged it. We came together. We shook hands. We said, wow, this makes sense, and we definitely need to stop the power creep. And then what did you do? Man. Can't go more than one patch without buffing junglers. Anyway. Akali buff, Echo buffed, Silas buff. Why Silas buff? I don't know. Where's my top laner buff? I don't know. Riot said they would continue to buff top laners to make sure they were viable. And what did we get instead of top laners being viable? Well, I mean, I guess we have Camille's now overpowered. So now instead of Aatrox being overpowered, it's Camille and Yone. Jesus Christ. Literally just end my life if I have to play on this patch. I'm so glad that Baldur's Gate 3 came out so I could spend time on that. But like, dude, Yone, Camille, these are who's overpowered now? Really, Riot? Like, really, man? They literally just run you down with basically no gameplay champions. Just literally just run you down. Like, I can understand Camille at least has to, like, kite around a bit, but not really when she gets Divine Sunder. Yone literally just starts stat checking everyone to death level 2 if you're not named Jax. It's unfun, right? I'll just say that. I think we can all agree it might not be the most fun situation, but hey, man, at least we obliterated Aatrox, I guess. I mean, fuck off. I mean, and I can fairly say if they do nerf Duskblade, Aatrox will be obliterated because he was clearly overpowered with Duskblade. They nerfed him. He's still fine, but now if they nerf Duskblade, I mean, it'll be so, oh well. Silas is being buffed again. I think we just went through that. Silas is being buffed. Echo's being buffed. Echo for jungle because he's a jungler. Silas for mid because he's a mid laner. Honestly, not really that much to say. I think Silas is a little bit undertuned right now, I'll admit. Echo is fine. It's just that so many junglers are power creeped. Literally remove Wukong and Echo from the buff list and just start nerfing more junglers. And I promise you, like, why are we buffing Echo? Why? I know I keep coming back to this, but why are we doing this, right? We've been here. We've talked about this. We've had the discussion. And instead of us moving on with our lives, we're now buffing more junglers. Let's go to champion nerfs. we have Rek'Sai, Shaco support, Neferi, Shyvana, and Tristana. So this list of nerfs should have been like tripled, by the way. Instead of, what, 5? 5? 5? Who gives a shit about this, right? Are you fucking kidding me? So remember when I said Kha'Zix was still overpowered? And it was just if you started to nerf the overpowered junglers, it would like become really obvious. Oh wait, what's that? Is it Kha'Zix regaining huge win rate because he was still overpowered? It was just other champions were stealing his win rate. Well, as you continue to nerf the overpowered junglers, oh wait, Kha'Zix is overpowered. And then it'll be Graves if you nerf that. And oh wait, you also overtuned Viego. And oh wait, you also overtuned Nidalee and Kindred and Rek'Sai. But it's okay, we're nerfing one fucking jungler on this patch and buffing 2. So you fixed it, right? No, here's what you do, right? I fucking beg you. Just I beg you. Here's what you do. On this patch right now, let's look at this list. Let's nerf Kha'Zix, Nidalee, Kindred, Rek'Sai, Evelynn, and I haven't even played much of this patch, but apparently Talia's overtuned. Fine, let's leave her until next patch. That's 5 nerfs. Evelynn, Rek'Sai, Kindred, Nidalee, Kha'Zix. There's your 5. You nerf those 5. Next patch, who are you going to have to nerf? Probably Graves, Lee Sin, maybe Hecarim again, definitely Kayn, and Talia. Let's go with that. Oh, Echo's at a 49.48% win rate. You're buffing him, so you'll definitely have to nerf him too. I thought we agreed on this, Riot. I thought we agreed on this. Anyway, Rek'Sai's getting nerfed because she's really overpowered. Shaco support's getting nerfed. I can actually just explain these ones. I haven't even played on this patch. I just can understand exactly what's happening here. It's like you guys, like, you look at this and this is like, why are they doing this? To me, this is the Matrix, right? I'm just looking at this. I'm like, I understand. I know because I've played this game so long what's happening and why it's happening. This all makes sense to me. Okay, I've read this book before. Rek'Sai's getting nerfed because they overtuned her. Shaco support's getting nerfed because it annoys low-ranking players. Neferi's getting nerfed because she's a new champion and people are getting better at her. Shyvana's getting nerfed because she's terrorizing the low ranks. Tristana's getting nerfed. I haven't even looked. It's because she's going mid lane and destroying mid lane because AD carry items are overpowered. I've been here before, okay? I could just close my eyes. And if you just tell me Tristana's being nerfed, I'll be like, they buffed AD carry items recently, didn't they? And now Tristana's going mid lane and destroying everyone. They will nerf Tristana, and then they will nerf the AD carry items, and then she will be bad for 2 years. Eventually, she will be buffed again. System buffs: Axiom Arc, Circuit's Fang, Prowler's Claw, and Umbral Glaive. Why? Because Riot can't admit that lethality champions are actually just a bit undertuned right now. Across the board, almost all of them are actually just undertuned. The items themselves aren't really that bad. It's just what happened was before the durability update, almost all assassins got their damage nerfed. Not by a lot, but I think by like a little bit. And I think what happened is a little bit, most assassins lost just a little bit too much time. Because, like, if you leave someone at 5% health, you die. If you leave someone dead, you win. Do you get it? So the problem is assassins had to have their damage, like, tuned down. And 80 assassins anyway. And so because of that, their items, like, they're fine. It's just like the champions themselves are a little bit undertuned. But like, okay, fine. Like, what are you doing? You're nerfing Duskblade and then you're nerfing lethality, or sorry, buffing lethality items. Like, I get it. The only problem now is, you know, and I have mentioned it, so I'm going to mention it one more time because I'm a little bit biased and I do believe that this is kind of important. Riot, if you look into it, and it's pretty clear to me that Duskblade is carrying Aatrox. Especially as you look at a Masters Plus, Duskblade is still carrying Aatrox. By far his most picked and his highest win rate item. His other mythics are not good. So I beg you, Riot, let's like find a middle ground here. 100% AD on Aatrox Q, obviously overpowered. 90%, it's not exactly the best. You need 200 AD to break even. And yeah, he's better late game, but clearly there's some issues right now. Here's my opinion, right? Like, here's my actual opinion, okay? Give Aatrox like a little bit more health regen, like 2 more. Raise it from 3 to 5 so that he can lane a little bit better into champions that can actually just run him down. Like Irelia, like, you know, that sort of stuff. I mean, right now we can see a Camille and Yone are the 2 doing it. Give him like 2 more health regen from 3 to 5. It won't break the game. It'll be a good buff. It'll help him a bit, right? It'll be primarily aimed at the early game to help out the high ranks. It'll be primarily aimed at ensuring that he can exist in a meta where if he actually gets hit, he can continue to lane. The problem right now is he's balanced in a way where he's balanced against people who can't hit him because he has no health regen. Now the thing is, obviously he heals on his abilities, so if he heals on people who can't hit him back, then he takes no damage, even if they do try to land some poke. However, people that can hit him, people like Camille, people like Yone, he has a downside where he can't ever heal back up because he can't ever hit them. See the problem here? So he can never reach the new late game power spike because he's just going to lose early game. So that's just my suggestion. I think that would help him a lot. He does have a lot of win rate to chew off. We'll see. But, you know, with Duskblade nerfs coming out, maybe give some consideration, because wasn't that your whole point, that you wanted, like, new top laners to be viable? And let's be blunt, we all saw this coming. Oh, wow, we need to buff Yone. We need to buff him. We need to buff him. We need to buff him. Great. So now a champion who's balanced like 47% win rate now is 52%. Now what, Riot? Your move. Now what? What is the next move? I'm curious. But for all of you also watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to like. Make sure to leave a comment. Leave a message on all your thoughts. I'm going to go to sleep. Hope you guys have this, because the reason I just been playing Baldur's Gate, and you can go to my, people ask like, oh, are you gonna put up the VODs? I play on my variety channel because this is like primarily a league channel. If you want to look at my variety channel, I just stream on that, and the VODs are there. You guys tend to watch the VODs more than the streams themselves, which is odd, but you know, I get it. Like, it's Baldur's Gate, there's not always stuff going on. Like, most of the games I play on my variety channel are like VOD friendly, as in like you skip ahead, right? But like, if you want, I'm just saying, if you want to do that, my variety channel, it's in the description. It's called Hashinshin Variety. You can go subscribe to that, do that. For everyone else, thank you to my YouTube members, thank you to my Patreon members, thank you to my Kick subscribers, thank you to everybody for supporting me. If you want to support me, the best way to do it, honestly, I'm gonna say is probably Patreon, but thank you all. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.